In the far-flung village of Kaliampur, where the land met the edge of an ancient forest, lived an 11-year-old boy named Arjun. The village had no paved roads, only winding dirt paths marked by years of bare feet and bullock carts. Arjun's home was a one-room clay hut, with a roof patched from dried grass and bamboo. Inside, a simple cot and a few clay pots were all they owned. His father had been a farmer, but he passed away when Arjun was only 4. Since then, his mother had been both parent and provider, working in neighbors' fields whenever her weak health allowed. Though life was hard, Arjun had something rare: curiosity. Where other children stayed near the fields, Arjun's feet often led him toward the forest. He loved the way the wind whispered through the tall sal trees and how sunlight broke into golden fragments through the canopy. But his mother always warned him, "Arjun, the forest is beautiful, but it hides dangers, wild boars, leopards, and snakes." He would nod obediently, but his heart never really listened. Kaliampur wasn't just a village. It was a place of stories. Elders told tales of forest spirits, guardian animals, and curses that befell those who disrespected nature. One story in particular was always whispered: the legend of the Nag Devda, the serpent deity. It was said that some snakes were not ordinary animals, but messengers of the divine, capable of blessing or punishing humans. Most villagers feared snakes, but they also respected them. A snake seen near a home was never killed outright. It was coaxed away with prayers and incense. Arjun, having heard these tales since childhood, carried a mix of fear and fascination toward these creatures. It was a warm afternoon in late summer. The air shimmered above the fields, and the smell of ripening grain drifted lazily through the village. Arjun's mother had asked him to collect firewood before nightfall. She gave him a cloth sack, kissed his head, and reminded him to stay near the forest's edge. Arjun promised. But as he walked, his eyes kept drifting to the deeper parts of the forest, where sunlight painted the ground in shifting patterns. Just a little further, he thought, I'll find better wood there. The path beneath his feet narrowed, and the sounds of the village faded until all he could hear were the calls of distant birds and the rustle of leaves. He was halfway through, filling his sack when he heard a low, drawn-out hiss. Arjun froze, his eyes scanning the ground. There, only a few steps away, lay a king cobra, its scales glinting in the scattered light. Its hood was partially raised, its dark eyes fixed on him. Every story he had ever heard about snakes came rushing back. He knew king cobras were dangerous, their venom strong enough to kill. For a long, tense moment, they stared at each other. Arjun's heart thudded in his chest. Then, as if deciding the boy meant no harm, the cobra slowly lowered its hood and slid silently into the shadows. Arjun exhaled sharply, his knees weak. He decided to head back, but the forest wasn't done with him yet. As he walked, a faint buzzing reached his ears. He looked up and saw a massive honeybee hive hanging from a high branch. It looked heavy, sagging under its own weight. Before he could step away, the wind shifted, swaying the branch. Crack. The hive tore loose and crashed to the ground a few meters away. In an instant, air was alive with a furious swarm of bees. Arjun turned and ran, but the bees followed, stinging at his neck, arms, and face. It cried out, swatting blindly, but they were everywhere. His vision blurred with tears. He tripped on a root and fell hard to the ground. The world spun. His breaths came in short gasps as more stings burned into his skin. Through the haze of pain. Arjun saw movement in the grass. It was the same cobra. It slid toward him with startling speed, rising tall with its hood fully spread. Arjun wanted to crawl away, but he couldn't move. The snake turned its head toward the swarm, striking at the ground with quick, sharp movements. The bees, startled by the cobra's aggression, began to follow it instead of attacking Arjun. The snake led them away, weaving between bushes and trees until both it and the swarm disappeared from sight. Arjun lay there trembling, the pain of dozens of stings pulsing through his body. Asterisk, asterisk, far away his mother's voice called his name. Two villagers, hearing her frantic shouts, had gone searching. They found Arjun barely conscious, his face swollen and his breathing uneven. One man carried him over his shoulder, while the other ran ahead to alert the healer. That night, the healer worked tirelessly, applying herbal paste to each sting and forcing Arjun to drink bitter remedies to fight the swelling. Asterisk, asterisk, by morning, Arjun was awake, though weak. He told them what had happened. At first they laughed softly, assuming he was delirious from the bee stings. But Arjun insisted. His voice, though faint, carried conviction. He described the cobra in detail, its size, its hood, the way it had faced the bees instead of him. Slowly, the laughter faded. In the silence that followed, an elder murmured, "Perhaps the Nagdevda chose to protect him." Asterisk, a week later, when Arjun had regained his strength, he went back to the forest. He stood in the same clearing and waited. Minutes passed, and from the shadows the cobra appeared. It didn't move toward him. It simply remained there, watching. For a few moments, boy and snake regarded each other in complete silence. Then, without warning, the snake turned and slid away into the undergrowth, leaving only the soft rustle of leaves behind. Asterisk, asterisk, in time, the story spread beyond Kalyanpur. Some said the snake was a guardian spirit. Others believed it was an act of pure instinct. But for Arjun, the truth didn't matter. He knew only that. In the moment between life and death, help had come from the most unlikely place. And sometimes that was enough.